Hey guys, welcome back to another video at Jensen's Reptiles. Today we're going to be looking at one of my royal pythons, Pixel, who is a orange ghost pied royal, or a ball python if you don't come from the UK. This is Pixel's enclosure. I'll show you that before I get him out. He's in a 3-foot Viv Exotic. There you go. Pixel is rapidly outgrowing this enclosure, and I would say he has outgrown it already. So he will be moving up into a 4-foot this year. Can't really come soon enough. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to get that all kitted out for him. But yeah, I'll just give you a quick run through. So Pixel has a ceramic heater there. That's a white python ceramic guard as well. And he has his LED lighting up at the back there. He's also got some night lights, which I might be showing you later when I feed him. But he's got his warm hide over here, which he's in currently, and he has a piece of cork over here which he likes to hide underneath most of the time. So those are his two main hiding spots, and of course he's got a nice branch to climb on, which he loves. A little skull here which he likes to sit behind and poke his head out of, and of course his water bowl over here, and then various plants for decoration and a bit of cover. I'm going to get Pixel out now, and I'll talk a little bit about Pixel himself and how I came to have him. So this is Pixel. I've just put him on my bed for now because it's a little bit warm and he can just chill out. Pixel is incredibly shy, so out of all of the snakes I have, I would say that he is the most shy. Even Ziggy, my corn snake, who is literally a recluse, is a little bit less shy than Pix. So Pixel takes about half an hour to really relax and start exploring and checking things out. He will take a bit less time if I'm holding him. He feels the warmth from me, he learns to relax pretty quickly, and all is fine. If I put him here like this, it takes him a fair bit longer. He will usually just sit and hide. So you can see he's just starting to unravel a tiny bit, but as soon as I get closer, he stops moving at all. He is so shy. He's absolutely wonderful to handle. Oh, there he is. Hi, buddy. But he is quite a nervous snake, so if I just sit and talk to him, usually he's absolutely fine and he'll come out eventually. There we go. He'll have a little look around. Pixel came to me in quite an upsetting way. It's something that every time I think about, I get quite frustrated and quite upset. A friend of mine had some, let's say, acquaintances who were breeding royal pythons, typical bedroom breeders. They hadn't done their homework. They weren't prepared, and they had a clutch of 8 pied babies like Pixel here, and 6 of them died. Now, when I originally went to go and collect one of them, it was to help out and to make sure that they had kind of one less snake to look after. The one I'd chosen was actually dead when I got there, and they had no idea how long he'd been dead for. It was really upsetting to see the way that the snakes were being kept. I had no idea before arriving. The RSPCA were called right away and actually seized the remaining snakes, including the rest of their collection. The way that they had the babies set up was in a rack type system with a heat mat at the back, but the racks were all, had little separators in them. So all these little dividers, meaning that the snakes at the front were really cold and the ones at the back were far too warm and couldn't move away from the heat. So none of them could thermoregulate at all. Pixel's got a bit more energy now, so he's going to go and explore. That's absolutely fine. I'm just going to keep an eye on him while he's moving around. So of the 2 that were left alive, one was Pixel, and even though he wasn't the one that I had kind of picked out from the photos, I didn't care less at that point. I took him home straight away, and a friend of mine took the other, and then all of the remaining babies from other clutches and the parents as well were seized by the RSPCA. So Pixel, when I got him, was rather small. You can see now he's quite a lot bigger. He's actually 2 years old now, and I've had him for pretty much the majority of his life. bar about 5 weeks. So yeah, I've had him since he was very tiny. I might put in some photos in the video so you can see just how tiny he was when I got him. The picture that I'll put up is actually the same size enclosure that he has now, so just for reference you'll see how small he really was. But he's doing really well. He eats like an absolute champion, and I will show him feeding later so you can see that. And he's a wonderful snake. Like now he's really relaxing and he'll explore a bit, which is wonderful. While he's in a smaller enclosure, I'd like to get him out as often as he'd like to, really, so that he can get some exercise. I don't want overweight snakes, it's not good for them, so I like to make sure that he is getting as much exercise as he wants to get, and also his feeding schedule is correct for him as well. Pixel feeds on multi-mammoths, again, which I'll show you later when I feed him. He does feed towards the evening, so if his enclosure is dark I will film it the best I can and I'll get the night lights on. But he's actually okay feeding when the lights are still on, so I may just feed him earlier for the sake of showing you guys how he eats. But he's a good little guy, beautiful little snake, as you can see. He's still really got a baby face on him, and he's an absolute sweetheart. There you go, you get a full view of him there and how gorgeous he is. He always wants to come to me if we're sitting out together like this. You'll see he keeps coming towards the camera because he wants to come and sit on my lap. There we go. But I'm trying to show you off, little buddy. I'll stop bothering him now because he's obviously going to get frustrated pretty soon if he's not allowed to do what he wants. But I'll show him feeding later so that you can see what a crazy strike this little dude has. And as usual, any questions at all about royal pythons in general, Pixel, his setup, anything like that, just drop them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay guys, it's a little bit later on now and I'm going to start feeding Pixel. He's been a little bit fussy so far tonight, so I've waited until his lights have gone off. I've just switched the night lights on just so I can see what I'm doing so that you can see, and it's still really difficult to see exactly what's going on here. If you look right in there, bang in the middle of the screen, is Pixel's nose. I know it's absolutely almost impossible to see. You should see just his tongue flickering. There he is. I'm going to offer him his mouse and see if I get a strike out of him. As I said, he has been a little bit funny tonight, so it may take a couple of tries, but we'll see. So I'm just dangling the mouse in front of him now, and he doesn't seem all that interested. No. He's right there, but he's not looking like he's going to strike anytime soon. So what I'm going to do is just wait a little bit longer and see if he changes his mind. So, in true irritating fashion, Pixel decided to strike at his mouse as I was trying to tempt him with the smell. So there he is, there's his mouse. You can't see it all that well, but he's grabbed it, which quite frankly is all that matters to me. So I will leave the little guy to eat, and I'll show you some pictures of him when he was a tiny baby.